7 o'clock. My name's Barbara Gray from Clarity here in the UK, and we're getting set to colour in our Nutcrackers. So we've had 2 sessions now, last Thursday at 7 o'clock, Monday morning if you want to catch up at 10 o'clock, and now we've inked up our Nutcrackers and we're going to colour them in this evening and hang out. So we're all set for an evening of doodling. Our friend Paul Church is going to join us shortly, but as you may be aware, he's been on TV on Create and Craft until 7 o'clock. So we'll give him 5 minutes to join us and then he'll be in the room with you. So I'm on my own with you for the moment, and I'm hoping that the sound is fine and that you can hear me. I've pressed all the buttons, I've flicked all the switches, and we should be fine. Hey, Mo. And now I have you. Good evening, everyone. Hello, Sue. Good evening, Mo. Just let me know that the sound is good, and then we're good to go. That's all I need. I'm sure that Paul will join us when he's had a break. Oh, yeah, and I've got a visitor. There he is. It's you've got a 50-50 chance of figuring out which one it is. I had to lift him up and look under his chin to know. It is Ragnar. Yeah, well, you wouldn't do that in public unless you could. Good evening, Ken. Good to have your company. Yeah, we're going for it this evening. Paul's been at Create and Craft. He's up there heading up a really cool ODS. I love those nested mandalas. They're so delicate and clever. You know, when you start to layer them up and change them out, it's quite something to see what you get. They make fantastic masks and stencils, you know, really cool. So something to think about. Cats have no shame. I know, Vanessa. I know. I did tell him, don't do that when we go live, but did he listen? He must be French. Anyway, should we get started? Because we've got a long, we've got a lot to do, and I wonder, did you pen up your poster? Did you though? Let's have a look what we're working on, and let's see where we're at and what we've done. So we drew our Nutcracker. Do you know, it's funny? Everywhere I look at the moment, all I see is Nutcrackers. We drew up our Nutcracker. I did an overlay, didn't I, to show you how we colour in, right? In the good old days, how we used to colour in when we were making posters. It was so ironic actually that this week of all weeks, I guess because, well, it's not such a coincidence, because it was we've been celebrating our 30 years in business, haven't we, for the whole year. And every single week since the 1st of January this year, 2023, we've had a design of the week. And this week is the last week, if you like. And we picked the very first thing that I ever drew for Clarity, which was the nursery rhyme alphabet. I was showing you on Monday, I was showing you the poster. In fact, it's still here from Monday. Of course it is. Right, remember? And this was what I was showing you, how I drew it in those days. The colour and the outline were all on separate layers of vellum. And so we had a little lesson in that, didn't we? And then we transferred to a piece of our old stencil card, and then I just spent a happy hour inking them in here. So it was in pencil, and then I inked it in. So now it's time for colour. See, and what's interesting, because obviously what I did do when I did this, you'll remember, I just flipped it over to save time and transferred it, and then we had to do a little bit of finagling with the words, didn't we, to get them the right way round. But that worked fine. That's all lovely. I like it. And then of course now the colour, just so give yourself a guide, right? So that now, see how it looks so cool. Don't worry about that bottom bit, because obviously the words changed, didn't they? But what a nice colour combination. So we've got a kind of a golden yellow, nice green, a good red, and that's about it really. That one was a bit of a mosh. I might get that going. But I thought, let's get started. So, and because it's Christmas, you can use anything you fancy, and so can I. So, I mean, you've got your pergoliners, haven't you? You've got your pergoliners, and if you haven't, they're great. So you've got watercolor pencils, you've got your blending pencils at that end, and then you've also got polychromos, which are my absolute dream favourites. Okay, the Faber-Castell pencils. So I thought, it's Christmas, it's 7 o'clock in the evening, and I'm going to use my much coveted Faber-Castell. I love these. They're my pride and joy. And I put them in one of our pink bags, see, because it's just easier. So I'll show you, I'm showing off now, but the bag is perfect for this. See, so I've got all my yellows and oranges. So let's have a look. I need a nice, that's already shouting out to me, that one or that one. I'm going to take those two. Yeah, I think they'll be nice. I've got a feeling. Then I need, I'm going to go for the Sugar Plum Fairy. I do need a good Sugar Plum Fairy colour. I might come back to that because I've got so many. Look, I know. We've got a set of 60, you know. I think we still sell them. Let's have a look. No, I don't need a blue. I need a good green. I need a good green. I'm thinking it's going to be in this area here. I wonder what that one's like. Let's have a look. Get yourself 4 colours. That's a great one. That'll do. Got a good green. Cool. Let's have a look at that colour. What is that colour? Oh, I love that colour. That's sea green. Oh, do you know what? That's like the new ink pad I showed you the other day, which I think I'm going to show you again in a minute. Right, so let's have a look. We got, what else? I need a good red. Reds abound. Okay, red. Let's have a look. Well, I think I've already picked my reds out, haven't I? What have I got here? That looks a little bit, that doesn't look too red to me. Aha, I thought I had more reds than that. Yes, let's have a look. Should we go for a darker red? Let's see. That's rather lovely. What's that one called? Dark carmine. Yeah. Right, that'll do. Okay, I can always come in for more. Yeah. Sometimes you've just got to, you know, if you do colouring and you love colouring, there you go. Those are the 3 I'm going to use, I think. If you're a colourist and you love colouring in, then treat yourself, you know, treat yourself. Or put it on your wish list and just keep talking about it until somebody gets fed up with listening to you. Actually, I mean, the Faber-Castell pencils, I know we sell a set of 60, but honestly, and I'm going to kill the sales here, but I'm going to tell you anyway, I honestly think we can't compete with the prices that you can get them for at Cass Art when the sales are on, or even on Amazon. You just keep your eyes peeled, okay? You can get phenomenal value for money on these. We can't compete. We cannot get the prices. So there's absolutely no point. I mean, the set of 60 is still that's a reasonable price. But now trying to get them back in stock, not a chance. Don't worry, I'm negotiating, but you know, because I'd love it if you bought them from us. Of course I would. But honestly, it's not easy at the moment. There is I don't know, there's like I wouldn't call it a fiddle, but there's certainly a monopoly, call it that. However, we do have, you know, when we're doing the greys and that, this is great because you can get this set of 12 from us at a very good price. Now, they are a super price. But I'm just saying, Faber-Castell, for me, have always been the Rolls Royce of the pencils. And I'm going to treat myself, and I'm going to work with these today. I just need to decide which yellow, whether I'll go in for the orangier yellow. Let me just check something. So that's the orangier one. What's that one called? Dark chrome yellow. Okay. And this one is dark cadmium. So that's more sunny gold, isn't it? Sunny gold. Yeah, I'm going, do you know what? I quite like that old colour, the old gold, the orangey one. You know, that's quite good, isn't it? Those three there. Right, that's it. Decision's made. I'm going for the old gold. Good. Because it is quite... Hey, Paul's with us now. Thanks, Paul. Thanks, Paul. Thanks for your support. That's one of the great things, though, about technology, I guess, now, is that Paul can be anywhere in the world. Same as Grace when she usually joins us on a Thursday night. Thing is, today, Grace couldn't do the SHAC with us because normally Grace does this Thursday evening job, but she's just finished. She's on her way to England. There you go. So she's on her way to the airport at the moment, but she's also, this was the 4th day of the book that she's reading, a new book. And she just called me half hour before we went live now to say she's finished, she's ahead of time, she's going back to the flat, she's just going to pack her suitcase, tidy up a little bit, and then she's going to head off to the airport. So she'll be on her way now. And she's coming home. She's coming home for Christmas. She's coming home for Christmas alone. Enough said. Onwards and upwards with vigour, that's what we say. So let's get started. And I would say I'm going to start with centre stage. What do you think of that? And if I take my guide, then I know that the jacket's going to be red. So I'll go red. Oh, and I need to find a black one as well. So do you know what I think the best way to do this is to lay down the colour. This is how I do it. I mean, I'm no expert. I do not have a degree in art. I really don't. But I do like colouring in. I've been doing it for a long time. It's my favourite thing to do. So my thoughts on this are that I put the colour down just lightly, exactly where I want it to be. And then I go back in and revisit and go in deep, as they say. Okay. So, for example, otherwise what happens is if I just use the side of my, just go in there, just put a little bit of red in here. And then what we're going to do, I mean, the thing is as well, if you do go in the wrong, if you go in the wrong area with the wrong color, okay, you can always rub it out with the pink rubber, the pink one. I've got one here somewhere. Look. So you've got the pink end is for pencils and the white end is for ink. This is the one, you know, when we're getting rid of the, that's that one. When we're getting rid of the ink on the parchment. So that's red. What else is red on his body? Just that. Oh yeah, and this bit here. Let's go red in there. Okay. So we just put red where we want red to be. On the candy cane, I think this is going to be red. It's just literally flash through and put red where you want red to go. So I'm going to make all the hearts red. Red. Can't even see a heart. Red. See, then once you've done this, the ache, you take the ache out of it, really. You don't have to concentrate so much. Then you can just concentrate on the, you see? Yeah. So are you all set for Christmas? I'm not, but that's okay. Candy cane. I'm getting there though. It'll be fine. So it's just, I made my mind up this year not to sweat the small stuff. You know, in the past, I've always wanted to make it lovely. Well, I still do, you know, of course. Let's go yellow now. I'm just going to put the yellow in where I want it. So the angel's going to be yellow. Look at her yellow. I've always wanted to make it lovely. So Sugar Plum Fairy's going to be, let's make her yellow. So you got a good balance here of different colours. Let's have a look. There. That would be nice yellow. Yeah, I was wanting to make it lovely, you know, for the family and everybody getting together. But then, and it was, you know, and I'd get quite intense trying to make it perfect. But this year, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Let's make it his trousers first. I just want to enjoy a little bit of peace and quiet, a bit of downtime, spend a bit of time with Dave and Grace and my mum and my brother, you know. It's just an opportunity, really. Do you know what might be nice as well? A lighter green. I just want a kind of a few days to reframe, recalibrate. Got way too many windows open in my head. Yeah, do you know, I think I'm going to go with a lighter green as well. Let's see what else I've got in here. Something lighter. Is that a bit... let's see what that... Does that clash? Have a look. No, perfect. What have we got here? Light green. Well, that's imaginative, people. Okay. So what's this called in German then? Lichtgrün. Bit of a strange translation there, friends. When we say light green, we mean, when we say light green, we mean not dark green, right? We don't mean light as in bulb green. But Lichtgrün, Licht means light as in bulb, not light as in not dark. Light as in not dark is hell, right? So hellgrün would be what we call light green. Anyway. Oh, the trials and tribulations of speaking German too. There, let's put this one in here, a bit of green there. Yeah. Ropey translation, friends. That throws me when I see things like that. Yeah, I want to get some different greens. Otherwise, it'd be too dark. That's what I think. And once we've got a few colours in, then we can start looking at it, can't we? There. I think he needs to have a red jacket. The mouse. There you go. And I'm going to give him a red crown as well. Okay, I reckon we've got enough to get going now, haven't we? There's enough here to get started. And then we can start moving in on that. Okay, let's get going. So we'll start on his jacket because this looks good. So we're going to add a bit of red. There we go. There. Who's colouring in with me? Anybody? Lightly does it. We don't want to press too hard because then you can't get too many layers in, can you? That's okay though, we'll get there. Just takes a little time, doesn't it? I was thinking earlier on, this would be a really nice if we got it tidied up at work, this poster, and got it printed out just in black and white, like postcard size, a little bit smaller than this perhaps, right? And we we put them into packs and sold them as literally as a little colouring project. Would you fancy that? I would have thought that would be quite popular. You know, to make Christmas cards next year. You've got plenty of time, haven't you? Hey, got plenty of time. Right, so we've got that red in. Oh, we can use different reds. You can use different reds on top of one another too, can't you? Have a look. I think this is going to be delightful when it's done. There. Yeah, so Grace is coming home for Christmas. And I spent yesterday evening with Dave. Cool, we did have a laugh. Because I thought, oh, I'll get the karaoke machine fired up. Grace loves singing. And I thought that would be really good for her, you know, good for the soul. And she's a very good singer as well. She's very good. You know, when she was a kid, I'm sure I've told you this, she'd come home from school. That's why we bought the karaoke machine. She'd come home from school and all she wanted to do was sing. And she would literally walk through the back door and she'd say, and she'd drop her satchel and she'd say, "Is it all right if I go in the living room and sing for an hour, Mum?" And she did every single day. Before she even took her uniform off. Off she'd go. Belt out. All I could hear was Shania Twain and Spice Girls, Britney Spears, Destiny's Child. Yeah, that was it. She was off. And then she learnt some more, you know, then she got into the older songs, you know. Patsy Cline and really good. Just developed her voice really. So she knows all the old songs. So I thought, oh, it'd be great to get the machine out. Well, could we get it fired up? Could we get it to work? Blimmin' thing. And the thing is, it was a really expensive one. It was a professional one. So that meant that you know, it wasn't a little kiddie one. It was a proper, all singing, all dancing, which meant you could record on it and you could. I mean, having said that, it was. Look, I missed a line there. You know that, don't you? If she used to do that when she came home from school, you can go figure this thing's got to be 20 years old. So it's had a good life, as karaoke machines go. But I just wasn't. And because we thought it would work, it's too late now to buy a new one. So karaoke's off the agenda. Pictionary's back on, and so's charades, because we do like charades in our house. So that'll be fun. We'll do a bit of charades. I like Pictionary, don't That was the end of me. There's the end of the pink eraser. Done. Right, I'll just go and get a new one. Sorry, Ragnar. Now, where's the new one? I've usually got loads. I've got one. They're looking a little bit small. I might have to treat myself. Let's have a look. This will do. I just need to get in there, because if it's going to be done, it's going to be done nicely, you know. And I need a good eraser just to get rid of that bit there. There we are. Yeah. See, that's the other thing, is what we can do as well. If we want to smooth this out and do it really nicely, we can use where's that one? Let me just concentrate a minute. There, like that. We can use Dorso oil and smooth it out lovely as well. And we could get a darker red going, see? You could use a darker red rather than just keep using the same colour red and making it deeper and deeper. You could actually go in with a darker red, couldn't you? Grey. I think I'm going to use my other glasses, my Dame Edna's. I can't see anything beyond this now, but these are great magnifiers, so I can actually see the lines better. That's more like it. I can see better what I'm doing now. Okay, that's better. Right, this I want to make dark. Yeah, so come on then. Can Dave get his guitar out? Well, the thing is that Dave doesn't really, he's a fantastic guitarist, but he doesn't really do covers. He does his own music, Ken. He's not really. If Mark were here, the lad, he's the one that can do, other people's songs. But Dave doesn't usually bother with that, which is commendable, really, isn't it? Except when your karaoke machine's packed up. It'll be all right. Be all right. I'm playing remote Scrabble with Mark at the moment, which is quite interesting as well. I never thought that it was a thing, but when we were in New York, Mark said, "Do you fancy?" Because we were playing Scrabble one day when it was raining, and he said, "Do you fancy playing Scrabble remotely with me?" I said, "How's that work then?" And he said, "Well, what you do is, I've got to get another darker red. I'm going to get a darker red going here." He said, "You just sign up for this gamey thing on Madder, and that'll do." I'm trying them all now. Let's have a look. Too brown. Yeah, and because we're 8 hours apart and he's in San Francisco, do you know, it's been quite nice actually. He won as well. He beat me. But it's quite nice because I wake up in the morning and he's played a game. Then I make my move, and then when he wakes up, he plays again. Do you know? So it's like first thing in the morning and last thing at night. It's quite nice actually. You feel quite connected in the strangest way, and yeah. So it's been every morning and every evening. Quite nice to do, really. I'm going to have to pay though to get rid of the adverts. I can't stand blooming adverts all the time. Right. So now I'm going in for a darker red. See if we can get some shadow going. See, so what we'll do now is we'll just put a bit of red. I just want to show you. See, I'm going to get some shade in now with that darker colour. Yeah, this is going to look lovely, isn't it? Get some shadow in there. Have you seen this? I made a right Horlicks of her. That'll teach me to go in. I wasn't thinking, I wasn't focused, and I went in and I did. This is Marie. This is the Sugar Plum Fairy, and this is Marie. Look, and I did her face. She looks like Linda Williams. It does. Let me look. I'll come in close so you can see. It looks like Linda Williams. It's supposed to be a little girl. Look. I thought, oh, Barbara, what have you done? But that's all right. That's what it is. She is now a little mini-me of Linda Williams with really long hair. Yeah. You can't take yourself too seriously. You just can't. Right, let me ask you this. What colour do you think these epaulettes should be while you're all in the room? What do you think? See, that looks quite good now, doesn't it? I'll tell you when it's going to look fantastic. This is going to be my project over Christmas when I want to calm down a bit. I'm sure there are going to be several. Why don't we all make a pact to do this? This doesn't have to be finished tonight. Of course it's not going to get finished tonight. Look, I haven't even done his sleeves properly yet. But what I mean is, what about if we just say, okay, we're going to use the Nutcracker. You know, when things are getting on your pip, or things are getting a bit intense, or the dog's eating the turkey or whatever, right? And you want a little bit of downtime. How about we say, right, when you get to that point, right, because somebody's wound you up, just take yourself off with a cup of tea, right, or a glass of wine, or whatever you fancy, and go and find your Nutcracker. And then just start colouring in and chillax. Hey, I think that might not be a bad idea. Gold, goldish, gold, good, thank you. Old gold, sorted. Because I didn't do it on this one either. I left it out. Leave it out. Let's do his as well now. So which is the lighter one and which is the darker one? Un momento. I think that's the, what's that one say? Madder, that's the lighter one. Okie dokie. See, let me show you something, because like that looks quite solid. But if I wanted to put a light on there, shine a little light in that area, so you just lift it off again. I find it easier to do that. Here, look, I'll put a little bit of light there. So then you just lift it out. See? If you want to put it back in again, you can. But that is the way to, yeah, if you want to take a bit out or add a highlight, that's the way to do it. And also the other thing I want to show you, let me just get my, where am I? Here they are. Never use your teeth to get the blending pens out. Right, while we're so close, let me just show you in this area here, for example. This is dry blending. But you can see that even with with no oil, you just push the pigment around and you can smooth it out quite nicely. Check out the difference between that side and that side, you see? And here, where we've just taken that, we've made that highlight there. So now I can smooth out the dark red around the outside. This is just a little top tips on how to colour in, well, how Barbara colours in, okay? So you just don't press too hard. Okay. And because I haven't used any oil, and even when you do use the oil, if you choose to use the Dorso oil, then you could always go back in and intensify the colour after you've done that. But this is just a really nice, dry blending is really cool. Okay, so you get yourself one of these, get yourself some of these. That lovely little pot that Dave made. See? But this is a really nice way of blending. Or, quite a bit high, Barbara, or right at the end when you've done everything, if you then wanted to use Dorso oil, it will look like a proper printed poster. Okay, but again, there's another hour or so going through it all, but it's up to you whether you want that granular penciled effect or you want it smooth like proper inky print. And that's where the polychromos and the Pergolina B pencils, they're the ones that they react so well to oil, to the Dorso oil. Right, so let's get back out a little bit. See, I just want to show you Linda. There you go. Let's get back out there. Everybody happy? Didn't know about the dry blending. Oh, yeah, Judith. It's really a nice way to go. Right, light and dark. Craplack. Who thinks of these names? Craplack Madder. All right, say it in a German accent. Craplack. Craplack. No, it doesn't sound any better, does it? Dark carmine. That's the dark one. Craplack. Oh, dear, oh, dear. Okay, see, and then you can go back over And it's smooth, really, really nice. Right, let's get in there with the old, get my Dame Edna's on. My eyesight isn't improving, I can say that. And I started getting a bit of arthritis in my knuckles, which is a bit disconcerting. Yeah, look, I'll show you. See how that one started going? It started heading off at a different angle. Look, that really hurts that knuckle. So it's a good job I'm left-handed. I'm sure that lots of you. That's why I don't even really. I shouldn't even talk about it. But it's a thing, isn't it? Yeah. Arthritis in my knuckles. I know that many of you are crippled with it. So I know to have it in one knuckle is a joke. So I'm not even complaining. I'm just observing. And it bloody hurts. Just one little knuckle. So people that are crippled with it, oh dear God, it must. I know my Dave, he's got very bad arthritis. Let's have a look. Let's get some shadow in, shall we? There. So a bit of light. I'm going to leave a bit of light in that area there. Yeah, so what do you think about the idea of tidying this up, make it lovely, and then making it into a poster that you could colour in? If we did do that, what size do you think we could? What size would you like it? We could do a little pack of postcards sizes, which would be nice, wouldn't it? And then we could even, because we can now, with our all singing, all dancing digital printer that we've got, we could even make a A3. Nice. For the to frame. Wouldn't that be lovely? Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. Because I know that Lisa would be down to do that. She would definitely print them for us and tidy up the artwork. Right, while I'm here, I'm going to... Now, let me see if I do this. See if we do this little trick with the... All right, let's go in real tight on the candy cane because we do one and then we can... Oh, sorry. Come out a bit, Gray. Come out a bit. Right. So on the candy cane, if we do a little bit there, remember like we did in the SHAC before, just put a little bit of colour on either side and leave a little strip down the middle. I think you'll find that's easier, like that, and then like that. That's easier, 100%. There, see? Then it looks like it's shiny. But that'll be easier than... Where's another one? Do the sides like that. And then it looks three-dimensional if you leave the gap in the middle, look. See? There. Like so. They look good. Oh, little things, Gray, little things. So these ones, what have I done here? Okay, I wonder if let's ignore where I put the red and let's put the what about if we do it like that? Make that bit the red bit. I might regret this. No, it's a different one. It's a different sort of candy cane, see? But if you just do the red up the sides like that, it looks three-dimensional, see? Yeah. Cool. I think the thing with this is as well, it's about taking your time, isn't it? Just take your time. Is there a rush? What's the time? Not at all. Hey, it's over 100 of us, you know. That's pretty cool. I know. Colouring's not everybody's thing. But 100? I mean, if you were all in the living room, that'd be a lot of cups of tea, wouldn't it? Now, I haven't done my... Let's just do this. That one. That one. Let's do every other one. That's it. There. There you go. So get our candy canes going. It's starting to fill up nicely now. Got his coat, got his coat. Let's go for the green. Let's go for the green trousers. Let's do the green trousers. Yeah. Got the right glasses on. So, because my mum is German, many of you will know this anyway, but because my mum is German, we actually do, we celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve, German style. And so Sunday is Christmas Eve this year, isn't it? Yeah. And so what we do is we have a traditional German meal, and we wouldn't have it any other way. We do a traditional German meal. For us, it depends on which part of Germany you come from. But because we come from the north of Germany, and also my mum comes from Silesia, Schlesien, so it's different again. So our traditional meal, and you do learn the traditions, don't you? Our traditional meal is bratwurst, so fried sausages. I've already got mine, Lidl's. Lidl's do them now. So we've got bratwurst. They're spelt bratwurst if you get them. Right, brat means fry. Okay. So we've got bratwurst and sauerkraut, which is pickled cabbage. That's why we always derogatory term, why we call the Germans kraut, because they eat sauerkraut, which is cabbage. And so we've got sauerkraut. And then Stampkartoffeln, which is mashed potatoes. Mit Soße with gravy, but it's mit Zwiebeln with onion gravy. So it's really lovely. Okay, you get bratwurst, which is the fried sausage, and then you get the sauerkraut, which I love. It's very good for you. And then, so you've got bratwurst, sauerkraut, Stampfkartoffeln, which is mashed potatoes, and then onion gravy. Really nice. And so that's what we're having on Christmas Eve, you see. And the way it works is we have our meal at about 5 o'clock in the evening. This is how it used to work. I mean, now, you know, the kids are grown up. It's different. But, well, it's not that different. But the meal is served and eaten, and then afterwards all the candles are lit. When we were kids, I mean, my mum, we used to have to go and clean the kitchen and put the dishes away and do the dishes after the evening meal. And then she would, and there wasn't, you know, like here, there's Christmas decorations, like in August, September, it's getting earlier and earlier, isn't it? You might as well just leave the lights up. We've got, I don't know what their electric bills are going to be like. We've got houses round here, like big houses, right? And they, you know, Christmas grottos. I have never seen anything so outrageous in my life. It's like unbelievable. It must take a month to put it up, or they don't ever take it down. But there's a few up the road here. Crazy. when we lived in California, there was actually a road in Pacific Grove called Christmas Street or Christmas Road, and it was an attraction. You know, the neighbours all got together, and there's one over where Mum lives in Wigmore as well, which is quite good. But anyway, there are a few isolated ones here. God knows what their electric bills must be like. But when my mum, this is the difference. In our house, there was nothing, absolutely no decorations or anything out, not even a tree. And my mum managed to put all that up and get the presents under the tree in the time we did the dishes. That's the truth of it. And I can remember that feeling of being in the kitchen and you could hear Mum crashing and banging in the living room, right? And then she would say, "You can come in now." And then the Christmas music would be, oh. Yeah. Amazing. Amazing woman, really. You know, but the thing was, there was no whisper of Christmas until that moment. You understand? So it wasn't like you know, like in this country, a lot of English people, they're fumbling and feeling their Christmas presents under the tree for days and weeks ahead of time, you know, and the tree and the Christmas tree is up. It's already lost its needles before it's Christmas Eve. Do you know what I mean? That looks quite good, doesn't it? Yeah. I think it was because it went from nothing to this beautiful, just candles everywhere, and it was all lovely, quiet, and the tree was all lit up beautifully, and it was all never colourful, just all gold, just white, you know, warm white lights, or real candles we even had in the old days. But it wasn't colourful like English decorations. It was always just gold, and yeah, and there'd be a Nutcracker, you know, and then we'd all sit round the tree. Well, we still do, except we haven't got a tree this year. But we even when our kids were little, we always did it this way. And what you do is you hand the gifts out one at a time. So like Grace or Mark, or when we were kids, it would be myself, and we would I'll just put a little bit of red like that. And it was very civilized, you know, one Christmas present at a time was opened, and there was a great deal of, you know, just gently the children, it was one at a time, and you would hand gifts to the parents and they would sit back and watch, and then there wasn't a free for all. It was very, very gentle, you know, and yeah, very, very much so. And so Christmas Day wasn't, we would already had our Christmas by then. That we were done. Right, so put a bit of shadow under that one, see? Yeah. And it's interesting. It'll be interesting to know when Grace, you know, when Grace has children of her own, and Mark. Well, I guess it goes with the girl, doesn't it, more than the boy? I'm sure Mark, when he gets married to Alex, and you know she's a young American woman, I'm sure that they'll adopt the American way and do Christmas Day. I'm sure that'll be the way it goes. You know, I think the girls tend to take the traditions through, don't they? The cooking traditions and the meals and that. I think it is the girls that do that. I don't know, I may be wrong. But I think that certainly stacks up in our house. There, that looks nice, doesn't it? Cool, I'm enjoying this. Have we made a decision on the posters, whether we're gonna go what size? Or should we offer a selection of sizes so that you can pick what size. That might be a good idea. I wonder if this green's going to work. Let's see what this green goes like. Oh yeah, that's quite nice. I'm not even going to... That's quite nice, isn't it? A bit brighter. And I'm hearing that I've got to go, I'm going gold, am I, on the epaulets? Well, I just so happen to have a gold in here. So I could use that one. We could give it a go, couldn't we? I wonder if I build up that green a bit. Well, that might be nice, a nice blend there. That's quite nice, isn't it? Like that. Epaulets. I wonder, put a bit of green in there. Yeah, that's quite lovely. That brightens it up a bit. Yeah, epaulets. Gold. It will be done. It's going to look so nice when it's done. And I'm not in a rush because I do actually think what I want to do, I'll just come over the edge a bit with my red. What I think I'd like to do is savour this a bit and use it. I'm just going to leave it up here in my little arty den. I'll take the cat with me though. And then every day, just for half an hour, I might just come up here and do a little bit of colouring. Hey? That might be a good idea, you know, today. Just to leave it here. And then when I need a little bolt hole. Not that I'm going to need a little bolt hole, but sometimes it's good to come away and reflect, isn't it? Hey, what do you think? And I could come up here, just spend half an hour on my own. Nothing quite like it, really. Don't you think? Nothing quite like it. Colouring in. I don't need music, do you? No. Just a little bit of serenity, a little bit of reflection. Especially this year. This year's been rubbish. It really has been a kicker of a year. But then again, you know, I say that, and then I listen to what's going on in the world, and like I just got the news about Czechoslovakia, what's just happened in Prague, and I think, for the love of God, you know, good Lord. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. And you can't really, you just can't fathom it, really. It's incomprehensible, isn't it, what people do. Jesus. And that's just before Christmas, you know. Well, no time. I mean, that kind of massacre is never going to be a right time for it, is it? But you just think, good Lord. Everywhere you look at the moment. And so that's why, my friends, you know, just find yourself a little place where you can just go and do some beautiful colouring. Look, it's coming together quite nicely. And it's not finished. You know, I think the thing is, you've got to remember you've got to know that just because it's, look, I'm going to show you a little trick with the leaves before we do anything else. You just got to know that it's not finished until it's finished. It ain't over until it's over. It's not over until the fat lady sings, and she can't even sing this Christmas because her karaoke machine's shot. Right. See, so let's have a look so this is going to be green. So it goes light, then this bit is dark above the line, right? Watch. So that's dark. Then it goes light this side of the line and then dark again. So then we're going to go dark around here. We've done this so many times, friends. See? So it goes light, dark, light, dark. And when you do that, it will give you a really lovely dimensional effect. See? See how that leaf now looks flat as a tack, that one. And this one looks like it's actually got some body, like it's got a bit of curve to it. And I wonder if I use this colour now. See if I use this colour. if the Nutcracker, well, do you know what, Liz? This is so weird because today I talked to Jazz about the hunt next year and the Nutcracker came up, whether we couldn't make the Nutcracker the hunt. Isn't that interesting? Because we were going, yeah, I mean, we've got so many options, but that came up. So watch this space. Yeah, great minds think alike. There. See how you get that lovely dimension on a leaf when you do it like that? There you go. What's the time? 10:02. Well, don't forget now, Paul, I'm going to go for those epaulets with that gold, see what that looks like. Paul, he's back on. We're doing these bits. Are these bits black or... Right, let's have a look. Let's have a think. Is that bit gold? And that bit's black? Go on. Someone go and Google a Nutcracker. Let's have a look. That's probably black and that bit's gold, don't you think? I don't know. Let's have a look what it says on. Well, what have we got here? So I wanted to show you this card. So Sheila Gray, my sister-in-law, she who is making Christmas lunch this year. Result. She sent me this really nice card. You know, I said, like, right, hang on, pause for thought while we decide what colour his epaulets are. I'm playing for time here. The reason I'm showing you this is because in the craft club, and this is worth knowing, if you want to join a club now, right, we've got 3. We've got stencils, stamps, and groovy. This is a groovy club. And at the moment, if you sign up for next year, before the end of this year, before Big Ben bongs, right, you only pay for 11 months. So it's really a good deal. And that's where you get all your discount. You get these lovely products every month and you get educational, you know, like a collect set. And this is one of them. So what Linda, she designed the Nutcracker. This was one of the sets, right? The Nutcracker, like a little tin soldier, but Nutcracker, let's call him. Okay. And then Sheila, she took the idea. See, because when it comes to you, you get this really cool double project. So we had that project and that project. So we got one by Jane Telford, lovely Jane. And Jane, I tell you what, so this evening, she sent me a text and she said, have you checked outside your front door? No, I hadn't, because we always use the back door. So around the front, and there's this beautiful bouquet of roses. Just made my day. Thank you, Jane. Anyway, so Jane, so she used this layup, see, and Linda, she used this layup. So when I saw Sheila's card, I thought, I really like that. I really like that. How, you know, when you see a card, you think, how did she make it? So then I asked her, because if you want to know something, you have to ask. Why would I not ask if I want to know something? Okay, what? Means I don't know it? Well, that's right, that's why I'm asking. So I asked her, what plates did you use? How did you get this? She said, well, actually, I used the project, Jane's project, for inspiration from, right? So let's have a look. I'm going to show you this. So she used the layout plate. It gets better. So now we've got a layout plate. This is Linda. See, it's funny how it all comes together. So Jane does the project, right? Linda's made the plate. Sheila's cribbed the project from Jane, which is what she's supposed to do. And then she shares it with me. And it just goes, oh, I love that. I love that. It's friendship, it's creative camaraderie, it's community, it's sharing. Yeah, it's brilliant, really. Absolutely brilliant. And all of the women involved, they all give. They're givers. You know, they're givers. And they share their knowledge so gladly. So let's just check this out, because this is really cool. So now we've got Jane's project made with Linda's Groovy Club plate. Okay, we understand. Then we've used this layout plate, easy layout, brilliant, right? See, so she's literally used the layout plate exactly as it comes. This is really cool. Look, she didn't tell me on the back though. Well, she wouldn't, would she? It was a Christmas card. It wasn't. It wasn't a sample, was it? It was a Christmas card. That would be funny, right? So then, though, she didn't use the angel. She used the layout. Right, you ready? So she used this idea, but then she took Tina's embroidery plate. Voila, isn't this super? So she's taken Tina's embroidery plate and she's popped this little plate from Tina's embroidery Christmas tree plate in here. Doesn't that look fabulous, right? Interestingly, because I thought, well, I wonder where she got the little zigzags from, because they look like a drummer boy's side of a drum. Well, actually, that's on the plate. So she didn't have to do anything there apart from colour it in. All this here is already here. Excellent, right? Happy with that. Then I love this as well. See these? Because I thought, I wonder where she got these bits from. Well, those bits are on this plate. You see them here, there. So she's used them there. Then I thought, well, where's she find the angel? The angel is on top of that tree. Look. See, so she's taken the angel there and popped that into that, which is already there for you. So instead of sparkle at Christmas, she popped a little angel in there. I love this. So now we've got Tina's art coming into play. So here we go. So we've got, see, so she's used the box just as it comes there. She used the frame exactly as it comes. And then she's popped those 3 hearts in there. Then she's taken this star off this little tree, stuck a couple of them in there. Fantastic. And I looked at that and I thought, I blimmin' love that. I just thought that was such a class card. Every now and again, I don't know about you, if you're a card maker, you receive a card and then you look at it. I got one from Sonia Goodliff today. Absolutely beautiful, right? And you get these cards and you think, I want to make that. I really, and I'm not a groovy, I don't have time often, but I really would love to make this card that I just thought it was superb. And I was very heartened when I found out, and it was so nice that she used the Project Club project from Jane as her inspiration. And I thought, well, there's another reason why you should be in the club. You see, so clever, so beautiful. And I would say that as far as colouring in goes, I'm going to stop there. Let's have a look, because it's already 8 o'clock. Paul has got to be back on telly at 9, but you can see every day, I think I'm going to do a little bit. I'm just going to leave him up here with my pencils. Let's have a look. I reckon this bit's got to be gold. Let's give this bit some gold. There, that's going to be gold. Yep. I reckon that's gold there. And if you're going to join me on Christmas Day, please do. I'll be here at 10 o'clock in the morning. We're not going to do any colouring in. We're not going to do any artwork. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to look at all the beautiful cards that you've been sending. So we'll have a little bit of a gallery, and we'll have a cup of coffee together. This is at 10 o'clock on Christmas Day. Okay, so at 10 o'clock, I'm going to be here live before I shoot off to Sheila's for dinner, for our Christmas lunch with Sheila and Steve. But let's spend half an hour or an hour together, and let's have a cup of coffee, let's have a bit of banter. If you're busy, I understand, but there'll be a lot of people who won't be busy, who will enjoy a little bit of company on Monday next week on Christmas Day. Okay, so Monday, 10 o'clock here, we'll have a look at the beautiful artwork. We'll have a cup of coffee together, and maybe I could get Grace out of bed because she'll be here too. So we can hang out together. Okay, just for an hour, maybe even half an hour. All right, but that way we can make a plan for Christmas Day, and perhaps we can colour in our postcards, our posters, you know, and just generally look after each other a bit. How's that sound? Paul, thank you very much for helping. And don't forget, Paul's back on television today at 9 o'clock in the evening, so less than an hour from now. We're here to keep you company. And then tomorrow morning, again at 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock, he's got some smashing demos lined up with those mini mandalas. So Merry Christmas. If you're not going to be around on Monday, I wish you a very, very Merry Christmas and a happy, healthy New Year. Otherwise, I'll see you on Monday, on Christmas Day at 10 o'clock. And yeah, and don't sweat the small stuff. Don't worry if you haven't wrapped all the presents. Don't worry if you haven't sent Joe Schmo up the road a Christmas card. You know, it's fine. It really isn't that important. Don't get yourself upset and think that you failed, because you can't fail. You can't fail, okay? You're just going to do what you can and then enjoy friends, family, a little bit of peace and quiet, you know. See what you can do to make your Christmas a little bit joyful. How's that sound? Okay, and I'll see you on Christmas Day at 10 o'clock. Lots of love. Bye-bye.